Lord's Prayer is it talked about much online. I want it played before every episode, and I'm not forcing any religion on anyone. Thank you, God. And now here's my mom and saying the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
This is Standing Strong. Let's chat with Waylon. Join Waylon as he interviews people around the world with a variety of topics surrounding everyday struggles and bringing trustworthy communication to his guest. It's time we have more positivity and kindness in the world. He has had family, friends, actors, fitness experts, and the legendary ring announcer of WWE, Lillian Garcia. He can't wait to bring more inspiring episodes your way. Welcome to Standing Strong. Let's chat with Waylon.
Welcome to yet another episode of Standing Strong, as I am so excited to be bringing you another inspiring guest. Before we get started with the episode, I just want to say thank you for all the love and support. Don't let anyone define you, because you only define yourself. Don't let anyone hold you back from chasing your dream, because it all comes from you. You have to be mind strong and follow your heart no matter what. Be yourself and never give up. Your life is truly important and you're not alone. And now here's Steve with the introduction of the next guest.
Ryan Gardner is the owner and CEO of Bucked Up alongside his twin brother Jeff Gardner. Bucked Up was founded in 2016, and under Ryan's supervision, Bucked Up has gone from a local supplement brand to the #1 best-selling pre-workout available in over 40,000 stores worldwide. Back in 2001, Ryan and his brother Jeff built a successful internet marketing company promoting everything from supplements to biz op to lead generation. By 2010, their affiliate network, with only 3 other employees, was earning over $25 million annually in revenue. In 2015, they saw that social media was the future and decided to start their own social media agency. After over a decade of promoting other people's products, Ryan and Jeff realized it was finally time to put their talents to work promoting their own. In 2023, Ryan Gardner was named a Utah Business CEO of the Year from the Utah Business Magazine. What he is doing alongside his brother is phenomenal and very inspiring, and now it's Waylon's pleasure to welcome Ryan Gardner as his 60-second guest on Standing Strong.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Standing Strong. This is the 62nd episode, and at this time, please welcome my 60-second guest, Ryan Gardner. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, how you doing, Waylon?
I'm doing okay.
Thanks for having me on.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. Now, at this time, can you let people know where they can find you on social media?
You can go to, really, I'm mostly on Instagram, and it's Bucked Up CEO.
All right, there you go, everyone. So get connected with Ryan. Now, at this time, can you share with us how you got started with Bucked Up, and was running and owning a business always a passion of yours?
Well, just to kind of tell you a little bit about it, my background is I was born and raised on a farm in Clearfield, Utah. And
Nice.
then, obviously we got taught how to work hard because it was a farm, right? We had chickens, horses, cows, the whole bit. and we had chores every day that we had to do. And my parents were ones that said, "Hey, we're going to at least teach you how to work," and they did. And really, I learned what I didn't want to do later on in life, and that's to
Right.
be on a farm.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
but then I went to I ended up we ended up going on a mission, me and my twin brother, for our church. We're from Utah, and we went on a church mission, and we came back and we started going to school, and we realized school was not for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I started going and working for a company where we called on coaching and mentoring, and we actually called people and told them, "Hey, we would sell them a package anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 in about 2 hours." And then I realized the guy who's making all the money is the guy providing us the leads. And so
Mm-hmm.
the next time the lead provider came in, I asked him for a job. And he says, "I don't know exactly what I'm doing. So please come down to St. George and learn how to drive traffic online with me." And that's what I did. I went and I learned how to drive traffic. And then I eventually said, "You know what? I think I've hit a ceiling here and I want to do something on my own." And that's when I went back and asked my twin brother and said, "Hey, Jeff, let's do this business together. Let's start an affiliate network where we had a list of a bunch of publishers that could all drive traffic." So people would come to us with a product or a service and say, "Hey, I've got this product. Will you drive traffic to my product?" And we would say, "Yeah, of course. This is what we would charge you." And then we'd turn around and give it to our publishers who could all drive traffic to those things. And then, Waylon, we got smart. We said, "Hey, we need to do this on our own. We need to do it for ourselves and not for everybody else. If we know how to drive traffic, why don't we just drive it for our own product?" Well,
Right.
the next guy that came in, he had a supplement, and it was called L-arginine Plus. And he says, "Hey, I'm selling about $600 a day, $600 to $700 a day of this product." And I said, "Oh, wow, that's pretty good." And we looked at his website. We were like, "Wow, you could really improve this website and do really well here." And we saw the traffic that was out there, that people were searching for it and everything else. And we said, "Hey, you just worry about the manufacturing and make sure that it's shipped on time, and we'll drive all the traffic." And we negotiated with them, and we ended up owing 50-50. We were 50-50 partners with them at that point.
Wow.
And within 3 or 4 weeks, we were driving about $3,500 a day in traffic. Like we were doing about $3,500 in sales every single
Uh-huh.
day on that one single product. So we were doing really well at it. And we were
Awesome.
like, supplements is where it's at. Maybe this
Yeah.
is going to be good. Well, in the meantime, Google was giving people, they were rewarding people for being the exact match domain. It would pop up
Mm-hmm.
at the very top for search engines. And what we decided to do is, hey, let's go out and let's buy the domain name larginine.com. So we looked it up. It was some guy in the UK that owned it. We gave him a call and we said, "Hey, how much for larginine.com?" And he
Mm-hmm.
said, "It's going to be $25,000. And we were like, "Wow, that's a lot." And he wasn't even selling a product at the time.
Right.
And we ended up taking the chance and taking the risk, and we bought the domain name for $25,000. And within a couple weeks, we ranked number one for the first product selling L-arginine online. So
Wow.
when somebody would type in L-arginine, we would be popping up to the top. So
Awesome.
then there was a whole bunch of pay-per-click that people were pay-per-clicking as sponsored
Uh-huh.
ads, and they shut off all the sponsored ads. Google said, "Hey, we're not going to allow people to pay-per-click nitric oxide and improve blood flow and things like that." And so everybody got shut off, and guess where all the traffic came? To the first person on the website, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So we ended up doing really, really well. We were doing about $4 to $5 million a year just on that single product. And then we read an article in Sports Illustrated that says Major League Baseball bans deer antler spray. And both Jeff and I were like, "What's deer antler spray? What is that?" We're big sports guys, so we just happened to run across this domain name. And we went to GoDaddy and we looked up deer antler spray, and deer antler spray was available for $6.99.
Wow.
And so we purchased it. We found a manufacturer in Florida that could manufacture deer antler spray. We bought about 3,500 bottles, and we thought we had another L-arginine product on our hands. And that L-arginine, that deer antler spray, no one apparently read Sports Illustrated, and we were only selling about 10 to 12 bottles a day.
Right.
Well, about 8 months later, Ray Lewis got accused of taking it right before the Super Bowl.
Wow.
He had torn his tricep 3 weeks before the Super Bowl. And during Super Bowl media week, like what we just had last week,
Yeah.
somebody raised a receipt saying, "Hey, I show that you purchased deer antler spray." And he answered it perfectly. He goes, "Hey, I purchased it, but I didn't take it." And since we owned the domain name Deer Antler Spray, and it ranked really high, guess where they all came to? Everybody, every time they mentioned it on ESPN, they came to our website. And we were selling hundreds of bottles every 5 minutes that it got mentioned. Hundreds.
Incredible.
And we sold all of our bottles in one day. And the very next day, GNC called us and said, "How fast can you fulfill 30,000 bottles?"
Wow.
And so that's how we started in the supplement business. Then we started going to expos with deer antler spray, and we started selling deer antler spray. We looked around, and everybody's selling a pre-workout. And this is what you would take right before you work out to get a better workout. It gets you, energy, pump, focus, strength. And we saw that they were selling a pre-workout, and we were like, wow, we got to come out with a pre-workout. So that's what we did. We stuck with the deer theme, and we called it Bucked Up. And we created a full line of supplements around the name Bucked Up. And that's how Bucked Up started.
Incredible.
In 2016, we launched in January of 2016. We took 1,000 bottles of Bucked Up to LA Fit Expo. That happens every January. And we sold all 1,000 bottles in 2 days.
Wow.
Our product tastes amazing, but not only that is we use clinically proven ingredients at their clinical dose. So people got a really, really good workout on our product. And today we sell roughly, 500,000 to 600,000 bottles a month.
Wow. Incredible.
Of pre-workout. So
nice.
It's doing really, really well for us. So we can't complain. And that's how Bucked Up got started. And ever since, we now have energy drinks that's doing really well. We'll probably sell 65 to 70 million drinks this year. Last year, we sold about 40 to 50 million drinks, and it did really, really well for us. So we can't complain.
Congratulations on all the success.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. And let me ask you this. How did you find out about us?
I have not, but my cousin has, which I sent you a message about. Yep. He has used a lot of your product. I just saw a lot of advertisement on Instagram, and I'm like, wonder if I can learn what they're about. Maybe I could get them on my show to help other people know more about their products and just spread the word about you guys. So I find that's exactly what I did. So
and we have everything from, we have protein, we have multivitamins, we have like collagen, organic mixed greens. We have testosterone boosters. So people who are maybe a little bit low in testosterone, we have a product that helps boost your natural testosterone levels. There's we have some really, really great products, and we sell really well wherever we go.
Yeah, nice. That's good. Yeah, I'm looking into products to help me build myself up and exercise and lose weight. I'm just looking all over the internet to see what's the best thing for me. So,
and that's one of our core values. I mean, we have like 3 core values of our business. And one of them is provide a really great customer experience. When you come to our website, you can go to buckedup.com and you can buy something. But, we have customer service that's right here in America. Right here in American Fork, Utah. and we'll help you wherever you are on your fitness journey. We'll help you. We also believe in high quality, really great tasting ingredients. And then, like I said, the third one was basically wherever you are on your fitness journey, we have something for you. So there's some people who want something like a really high stimulant pre-workout.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some people who say, I don't want any caffeine in my pre-workout.
Right.
And we have something for everyone.
Awesome. Awesome. So there you go, everyone. If you are interested in using Buckup, please feel free to visit his website, visit him on his Instagram, and get started with Buckup. Now, how does it feel knowing you were a Utah Business CEO of the Year in 2023 for Utah Magazine?
Well, it was an honor. Man, we were up against a lot of really good competition. There's a lot of great businesses here in Utah. And one
Mm-hmm.
thing about Utah is the people here in Utah support local companies. And this is where we started. And it did really, really well in Utah. And the people in Utah like to talk a lot. They like to say, they like to talk. And so what happened is naturally our business grew right
Mm-hmm.
here in Utah, and it's grown to be this big company. So because of our growth and because of the speed of our growth, we double almost every year, and now we're into a couple $100 million a year. And
Right.
because of that, we won Entrepreneur of the Year. And I really couldn't have done it without my team. So it's not just me; it's the
Uh-huh.
whole team that surrounds my company, just like my twin brother. I have a lot of my brothers and sisters that work for me. And we also have some really great talent that we've brought in. So through supply chain to our COO, to our chief marketing officer, Erin, she's a rock star. And that's probably why you're seeing all the ads
Yeah.
online. So we've built a really, really great team, and and it's helped us get to these next levels.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I hope it continues to grow even more for you guys.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yep, no problem. Now, what tips do you give to someone out there wanting to be an owner or CEO for a company?
Well, I kind of fell into this role, but some of the tips are: look, you got to work hard,
Mm-hmm.
you got to work smart, and you got to be willing to put that time in to get the experience. So, like some people think that they could just go out and do and become a CEO overnight. But really, I took all the experience that I had from driving traffic online, working for other people, and getting that experience. And that's what's led us to Bucked Up today. So
Uh,
we went out and got some really good experience. Our missions taught us a lot of things, like how to adapt and how to get along with others and everything else on our missions. To now running a successful business with 200 plus employees. It's a lot of work. So
yeah, absolutely. So now, what product is the best seller for Buck Up, and what would you like to share to others about your products?
well, probably our best product is creatine monohydrate. Our creatine monohydrate, believe it or not, that's probably the number one studied ingredient, a supplement ingredient that's been studied, peer reviewed. It pretty much helps with everything. And they do these studies behind it. And for every single time, creatine always comes out on top. And it's basically 100% whatever they study it on, it works for it. You know what I mean? So, like,
Uh,
even eyes, it works for eyes. Creatine is an amazing product. It sells really well. We're sold, in Walmart, GNC, Vitamin Shop, all those different ones, but we sell 10,000 plus bottles a week at just Walmart. Um,
awesome.
and creatine is really big. Besides that, our pre workouts, which if they were not different flavors, it would probably sell more than creatine, right?
Yeah.
But because there's so many different flavors and different SKUs, creatine's probably the number one SKU. But if you mashed all the pre-workouts together, we sell a lot of, we sell a lot of pre-workout. So those are our best products, and they give you really, really good results. And the
Awesome.
reason why they sell so well is because people actually can tell when they take it. They know, they can see the difference when they take it.
Awesome, incredible. All right, everyone. At this time, we will be right back with Standing Strong.
We will be right back with Standing Strong. Let's chat with Waylon after this break.
Thank you so much for making it this far into the episode and for all the love and support. I'm able to have trustworthy communication with my guests and give them the opportunity to ask me questions.
Check out some incredible podcasts that Waylon suggests, and the links will be in the description box. Culture Shocked, a podcast based on gaming, movies, and TV shows. It's a one-of-a-kind podcast. Tyler's Takedowns, a wrestling podcast on the SJP World Media Network that discusses classic and modern day professional wrestling. God TV, an amazing podcast run by SoCal Val, Lisa Marie Varon, and Mickey James. WrestleManiacs with Waylon and Tyler, a weekly wrestling show regarding breaking down WWE news. Now, Waylon would like for you to check out some other amazing people, and their links will be in the description. Catherine Norland. She's an inspirational person who does Sunday Lives on her YouTube channel and talks greatly about God our Father. Rainy Vacation, a small music group from northwestern Pennsylvania created by Sean and Nathan. Ox Films, a production company run by actor Richard Ryan. He's an amazing guy, and some of his hit movies were Art of Deception, Fortune 500 Man, and Natural Demise. Richard has been working hard and will be bringing out more, including new music of his own. Visit www.oxfilms.us and follow him on Instagram at RichardRyan7. Once again, Ox Films, check it out and watch the films on his website. Ace Hire, and a musician and content creator named Austin Sire. Austin does amazing content and music. He's a very talented person, and Waylon loves his work. Follow the show on social media. On Facebook, Waylon Myers Podcast. On Instagram, Waylon Myers Podcast. On TikTok, Waylon Myers Podcast. And on YouTube, www.youtube.com/Waylon Myers. Thank you, Tyler, for being back on Standing Strong in a different way. And now back to the episode. All right, everyone, and welcome back to the 62nd episode of Standing Strong. I hope you are enjoying Ryan Gardner's episode of Standing Strong. Ryan, how do you like being on Standing Strong so far?
So far, so good, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Now, back to the questions. Now, the next question I have for you. Mm-hmm. Were there any struggles with getting your business up and running? Did you have any doubts that it will succeed?
Of course. I mean, we went through a lot of figuring things out. We we had never done this before, obviously, like with supplements, we've never done it before. In fact, I can tell you one of our failures that we had in 2019, we decided, hey, let's get into energy drinks and let's
Mm-hmm.
come up with Bucked Up energy drink. And we ended up producing 200,000 cans of Bucked Up energy drinks. And we thought, oh, this is going to kill it. And we released it in April at a Fit Expo in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
It's called FitCon. And when we released it, we had someone mention to us, hey, I've always, on social media, somebody goes, I've always been happy with all of the Bucked Up products. But this one just didn't do it for me. The taste, it was really, really bitter on the end. It
Mm-hmm.
tasted good at first, but it was really bitter on the end. And I said, destroy them all. We got one shot at this, and we brought all the cases that we had sold. We brought them all back, and we ended up destroying all those energy drinks because we had one shot at it. And what I'm really concerned about with our company is, hey, making sure that we have the best quality and the best tasting products. And so
Right.
that was a failure that we had to go through. And at the time, it was really tough. I mean, 200,000, it was worth a couple $100,000 worth of inventory there that we just had to get rid of.
Right.
And then in 2020, we relaunched once we figured out what ingredients there were in there that were causing it to be really bitter. And we got rid of those ingredients. And now we've got really, really great tasting energy drinks, and they really work. We add clinically proven ingredients for energy and focus in those, and they do really, really well.
Awesome. Awesome. That's incredible. Now, did you face bullying during any point in your life and knew you weren't going to let that stop you?
Um, we didn't really, we were born and raised on a farm, and we were at a small school, so we didn't really face too much bullying. Plus, there was two of us. There was Jeff
Mm-hmm.
and I, right? So
Yeah.
Jeff and I, we were always together, so it wasn't like people would mess with us, because if they messed with one of us, they got the other one too, right? So
Right.
we didn't really face a whole lot of bullying. Um, you know, growing up, I mean, we were super competitive, and of course, there was a lot of fighting and a lot of, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But that was just part of life. And so it was really good, but not really any bullying. So
That's good. That's good.
yeah.
Now, for someone who wants to start working out and
Uh-huh.
using company products like Buck Up, what advice do you give them?
Well, I would keep it simple. I'd start off with a pre-workout, protein, and creatine. If you could just go with those three products, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
see amazing results. And so you take the pre-workout right before you work out, and then you take the protein, and then you add creatine to your protein right after your workout within 30 minutes. And if you just do that, you're going to see amazing, amazing results. And the more protein you get in, it offsets all the carbs that you take in. So your
Mm-hmm.
body composition will change right away. Your body composition will start changing. Within a couple of weeks, you're going to notice a big difference if you start getting more protein intake.
Right.
And you're working out at the gym. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting that
Yeah.
exercise. You're going to notice a
Absolutely.
big difference.
Oh, yep. Absolutely. 100%.
Mhm.
What's your next goal for Buck Up?
What's my next goal for Bucked Up?
Yep.
Look, I want Bucked Up to be as popular as like Red Bull or Monster. And we often, like the other day, I got into an Uber and I said, hey, I'd like to go to Vitamin Shop right here in New Jersey. I was visiting, and they go, Bucked Up. I said, have you ever heard of it? And they go, no, I've never heard of it. And that means that's great for me, because that means I haven't done my job yet, but
Right.
we're getting more and more popular, and I want it to be like a household name. It's like, it's like the NBA. there's a lot of players in the NBA that people recognize. If you ask somebody, hey, do you know who LeBron James is? They'd go, yes. And they could probably, your grandma knows who LeBron James is, right?
Yeah.
But if, like it's like football, there's a lot of people who don't know some of those players under the helmets, right?
Right.
That are very talented, awesome athletes, but they're just not a household name like somebody is in the NBA. Like I could list, hundreds of people in the NBA, yet I could probably name 20 or 30 in the NFL, or maybe a little bit more. But still, the fact of the matter is we want to become a household name and really popular like Red Bull or Monster. That's our goal, and that's our vision. So
Awesome. That's good. Well, best of luck with that. Now, any inspirational quotes that keeps you grounded in life?
My dad often had a lot of quotes. Born and raised on a farm, he'd come in and go, hey, you can't rise with the eagles if you hoot with the owls at night, right? Things
Right.
like that he would come up with quite a bit. And the harder I work, the luckier I get is one of the quotes that I like the most. That if I put in the time, a lot of people go, man, you guys got really lucky. And you know what? We did. But we also worked really hard to put ourselves in those opportunities to get lucky. You know what I mean? So the harder I work, the luckier I get. I really like that quote. There's a bunch of other quotes, but I'll spare you.
Yeah.
So, but that's probably one of the ones that I like the most.
Awesome. Now, what's your favorite thing about living on a farm?
Well, life was pretty simple living on a farm. It was a lot easier and a lot simpler back then. And it just I like the whole, I do enjoy animals. I know what it takes to take care of them. So I don't have a whole lot of animals. I have a couple dogs, those types of things. But I like that it taught us how to work hard, taught us responsibility. You had to be responsible for taking care of animals and things like that. So it taught us a lot of valuable lessons growing up.
Absolutely. That's good to hear. Now, is there any inspirational music that sticks to you to not give up in life?
No, we watched a lot of Rocky growing up. Rocky movies were a staple in our household. So we always liked Eye of the Tiger and a few of those other songs that were pretty inspirational. So, but that's really generally it.
That's good. That's awesome. Are you a professional wrestling fan?
Like a wrestling fan? Believe it or not, we were really close to signing with WWE.
Wow.
We were thinking about actually signing with WWE, and an opportunity came along for bare knuckle fighting. Have you ever heard of that before?
I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
Yeah, it's almost like UFC, except they don't wear gloves, and it's purely like stand-up boxing, bare fist boxing. So they have like a standing 10 count and all of that. So we decided to go from WWE wrestling to bare knuckle fighting, and we took on that opportunity, and it's done really, really well for us. Do I like wrestling? Yes. The bare knuckle was pretty much a little bit more up our alley for Bucked Up because it's a little more aggressive name and things like that. So we decided to go with bare knuckle. But I like wrestling. Do you?
I love wrestling. I have been a huge WWE fan since I was 7 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of events, WWE events, and I actually got backstage. I had a buddy in college. I had a buddy who was really close that could get us, knew someone backstage, and he would get us backstage all the time. So we met like Hulk Hogan, Goldberg, all of the big stars we had met. So back in the day. So
I've done stuff for Lillian Garcia over the years, and she was nice enough to give me some tickets every time WWE was nailed by Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
So,
that's good. So
yeah.
is that where you're from? I'm kind of waiting to ask you a bunch of questions. So
Yeah.
you let me know.
I'm from Venango County
Okay.
in Oil City, Pennsylvania.
In
I'm
Pennsylvania.
like 2 hours away from Pittsburgh.
Do you know
So,
what's in Pittsburgh?
I don't know too much of Pittsburgh.
The headquarters to GNC are right there in Pittsburgh, and I was just there 2 weeks ago.
Oh, nice, awesome.
So, great
Yeah.
place.
I only knew where WWE went. That's all I know about Pittsburgh.
Nice.
But one last question that I
Uh-huh.
have for you. If anyone is interested in being a brand ambassador, how can they do that?
So to become a brand ambassador, you would just go to the bottom of our website. You got to have at least 1,000. There's a few requirements, but one of those is you have to have at least 1,000 followers on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. And you can apply right down at the bottom of our website, and you can represent our company, and you get spiffs, you get free product, you get, if you qualify by making enough sales, you also get to go on trips with us. So we'd love to have you on a trip.
Awesome.
You should even put it on your podcast, and you never know, you'd be on the trip with us.
Yeah. Hey, I can come up with something if I can figure out how to do that. So
yeah, just go to the bottom of the website, and when you apply, you let me know, and I'll make sure that you get approved, and you'll get a code or a unique link that you can direct people to, and it saves your followers money, and at the same time you make money with our company.
Nice. I will have to look into that.
Yeah.
But there you go. Anyone who is interested, just do exactly what he said, and you're good to go. All right, everyone. When we come back from this small clip, Ryan has the microphone.
And now let's get fired up, as it's time for Waylon's guest to ask him the questions.
All right.
Okay, let's ask a few things about you, okay, Waylon?
Yeah.
So I've never met you before other than this podcast, but tell me a little bit about yourself. And like, for instance, how old are you?
I'm 31 years old.
31 years old. All right.
Yep.
And tell me a little bit more about yourself. I know you like wrestling.
Yep, I'm a huge WWE fan. I'm not going to say the store number, but I am an overnight stalker at Walmart.
Okay.
I was bullied most of my life because I have a speech impediment. Okay. Now, for the longest time, I let my speech impediment stop me from doing what I love. I was afraid to do a video online, but then I built courage to finally break through that. And no matter what you have going on in your life, don't let that stop you from reaching your goals or helping change at least someone else's life. And then I like to write songs sometimes. I mean, I don't have a good singing voice, but I like to write songs. I love to go on road trip with my family. I like cookouts. And I graduated high school in 2011. And shortly after I graduated high school, I started my very first job in September of 2011, which was at Walmart. So I'm going to be entering my 14th year at Walmart soon.
Awesome. Well, great. Congrats. So one more question for you, and it's kind of a dual question. How long have you been doing podcasts? And number two is, who is the favorite person you've interviewed so far?
Back in July, I believe it was July 12th of 2021, I started Standing Strong because I felt my purpose in life was to spread positivity and bring more kindness and love into this world, interviewing amazing people like you and help the people watching know that they are not alone and that they can accomplish anything as well, and they can dream. Their dreams can come true.
Yeah.
And I just ran with it, and I'm like, I'm just going to continue doing my talk, sir. I don't know how long I'm going to do this for, but I'm not stopping anytime soon. And sky's the lemon. You never know who's going to be on your talk, sir. Like, Lillian Garcia was my 50th guest last year in January. So
awesome.
that has to answer your next question. Lillian Garcia was my favorite one I did. Yeah.
Oh, well, congrats. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, Grad, and thanks for having me on your podcast. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Well, everyone, this wraps up the 62nd episode of Standing Strong. Until the 63rd episode, I will see you on next time. And Ryan, before we go, is there one last message you would like to say to the viewers?
Yes. Get bucked up.
There you go, everyone. All right, everyone. We hope you guys have a good rest of your week. God bless.